check, 1 2, check 1 2. I think we're on. I think we are having sound. Okay, so I've done coding. Where do we even start? Let's see here. Well, let's fix our map first, because now we have map. Okay. Eraser tool. Let's have some of that. Our player spawns here, and we don't want him to be staring at the wall. So let's just make a nice little room here. Like so. Now let's run test map. It's here. There it is. Now we change this design. On the fly, we can have it like so. It's a bit of a broad. Huh? Broad hallway. So let's do this, this, and this. Now it's kind of just a corridor. Not sure if that's the distance that I want everything to fade to black to, but we can work on that. Alright, so how does this work? First we create our map here. It has a script attached to the root node that says extends map 2D, which is a class script that I created here. It's in my where is it? Scripts and classes folder here. Map 2D extends node 2D. It only has two things: get tilemap and get extras. We are currently not using any extras, but extras would just be another tilemap. So this, but it would have its own tilemap. What is the output here? Extras would have its own tilemap, and extras would include like chests and stuff. Just extra stuff to fill the level. Fill the dungeon with... yeah. But it's not currently doing anything yet. Okay, moving on then to our dungeon cell, which is this one here. It has a script attached to it which extends dungeon shell, which again is a class in my classes folder here. There are the casts that beam off from every wall. And then there are the walls themselves. The 4 walls that surround it. Then we have an array that includes these casts, these ray casts. Then function detect and delete walls, which does what it says. My ray casts basically know if they are colliding with another dungeon cell, which is an area 3D right here, which is in group dungeon cell. And if it is colliding, so practically when a dungeon cell is next to another dungeon cell, it deletes the wall Q3 here. It deletes the wall that is facing the dungeon cell, the next dungeon cell. So it creates an open space. Then function update faces. Detect and delete walls, every wall, and then in the end delete all the raycasts because we don't need them anymore. That's what that does. Then we have test map, which is nothing, it's just an empty shell. It has a script attached to it. Extends map 3D. So map 3D again is a class. And it takes all these export variables. Actually, I don't need this comment anymore here. So let's delete that one. Yeah, it takes all these exports. Now there's an onReady and an export. Now that's what we want to do. Yeah. So being what it is, the class script defines what export variables are shown here and what we can do with it. Cell scene is this one. There's an option for another cell scene for variety. There will probably be one. This is done in a stupid way. I should probably I will figure out a smarter way to do this, but it is what it is now. Secret cell, yeah, for secrets that are hidden secrets in a dungeon. Map, there we load the 2D map that corresponds to the dungeon that we want to edit, that we want to be making. So this one is in this variable. We don't have doors, we don't have chests, but if we did, we would load them there. Dungeon level 1. Environment, I have 2 environments. Dungeon environment is a pitch black one, and then I have one environment for the overworld, which is a blue sky and stuff. Cool, so we have our variables loaded in, and we have a player, which currently is just a camera and a collision shape. I mean, cells, an array we create, it's currently empty, but we will add stuff to this array later. Okay, so we begin generating our map. If map is not a packed scene, we will return immediately. Actually, we need to print something there. If that's the case, it should be impossible. Yeah. Then to our map variable, we instantiate something that is loaded here in the map, which is this one here, which is our 2D map scene with the tile map and everything. If it's null, we do nothing, but if it's not null, we get the tile map, which is the function here. And then we also do the extras, get extras, which is in the same place, which currently is empty, doesn't do anything. We check if these things are null or not. Actually, this should print out there are no extras in this dungeon. No, actually it shouldn't, because the thing itself is not empty. This does exist, it just does nothing at the moment. Okay, so we shouldn't get that print, and we probably don't. Let's test. Right, it prints out nothing, as it should. Yes. Okay. Used tiles. We, from the tile map here, which is this thing, tile map layer. Oh, where was I? Here. From that we get used cells. Then for every cell or tile, we get its coordinates. We create a cell that's now a 3D cell. It's basically this one here, cell scene. This one, cell scene instantiate. And we add it as a child to the root node 3D, which is this here. And we position it so that its coordinates are get from the tile map. Times 4, because we have 4x4 dungeon cells. And we elevate it none, so that's the middle value is always 0.0. Then we add it to the list, to the array here. Then we would do the same for the cell scene 2 if we had one, but we don't have one. We only have one cell scene here. And we would do the same thing. It's just another piece in our tile map, so it would be another tile in it. So first tile is 0.0. What the frick? I don't know what that error means. But like, this is tile 0.0, so atlas coordinate 0.0. So if our tile is at 0.0, we draw the first dungeon cell. And if it's here, which is currently now an empty, I don't have 1.0, but it would be here. So, and it would draw the other cell. So cell 2, which would be the cell in this slot here, as we defined in the beginning of our script. Right here, cells in 2. Yeah, so it would draw that one instead of the first one. Yep. And then when we are done with generating our map, we do map variable q3. We delete the 2D map from existence. We don't need it anymore. Map variable is this variable here, which corresponds to this export variable here, which corresponds to this node right here. Sorry, my nose is stuffy again. Then we have function clean map, which just does the update phases of the cell, which is like, it's just this one here. Yep, it does that for every cell, so that it actually deletes the walls that it's supposed to delete, and then deletes all the raycasts because they are no longer needed at that point. Then we have all our functions defined, and we can proceed to the ready function here. So we generate our map, we define and add the world environment that we want. So this is a dungeon, so it has very dark environment. It's this one here. Environment, which is this export variable here. Yep. Then we have our player, which currently has no movement, but we have it. We do have it. Does exist. We add it to the scene. We set its global position. Then we wait for one process frame. Why is there a space there? It should be like this. Yep. Because raycasts don't function if you don't wait for one process frame. For some reason, I don't know. Then we clean map. And that's it, that's done. And the end result looks like this. Now if we only just had some movement, we could actually move around, but we don't yet. Maybe we will in the next episode. Let's just do a little bit of editing here. Oh, we have eraser. Now, yeah, we have the full corridor. It's a bit... I don't know if this is the look that I'm going to end up going with, but we'll see. My map generator works now. The very bare bones of it does. Anyways. Okay, bye!